Okay. Oh my god, back to reality. So
Mom spaghetti.
Olivia Pierce is the lead scientist. She's the one that turned on the Hell Wave. Samuel Hayden's a big robot guy. He offered us help. We don't need it. The Foundry is starting to melt down, and if it melts down, it will explode and kill everyone, so we have to stop the meltdown.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's about it.
After running more diagnostics on the active Praetor suit, it appears that I can accelerate the upgrading of your arsenal by measuring your combat effectiveness. I have added a tracker to your helmet's display.
And Vega's the AI of the facility.
The facility will not allow you access to the turbine room unless the demonic threat level is brought down inside the Foundry. Our security systems cannot be overridden.
So, Foundry is a great level. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. This is really fucking loud. I have to turn this down, actually. So, one of the reasons I really like Foundry is the objective is there are 4 gore nests around the map that you have to destroy that are causing the overheating, and you can kind of tackle them in any order you want to. So, to me, this is a level that's very reminiscent of old school Doom, in that it's not super duper linear. Like, you definitely have to do all the things and it kind of funnels you into them, but you can pick and choose where you want to go, which makes for a fun replayable experience. You can choose to go to different places whenever you want.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I just caved that guy's face in with his own foot. The ultra violence of this game is still just so wonderful. Oh, there's a secret. Little bobbleheads. So the lava, I don't fall into it at any point. It's not an instant kill. It's much like old school Doom. It's just a hurt floor that will damage you over time. So
okay,
it's not like horrible instant death lava like many games have.
I've noticed most of the key cards are found on corpses in this game.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's what you need is, you're not just gonna be laying around. Oh, it's a Hell Knight. This guy is very much like his Doom 3 design.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that big, shiny head, no eyeballs. He is really, really dangerous in this game, on Nightmare mode specifically. Like I said, I usually edit a lot of the deaths out of this video. That guy killed me a few times. He can just one-shot you with his slam attack. And he's super aggressive. Love the Hell Knight, though. I've always... Doom 3 is a weird game, but I've always loved the Hell Knight design of that game, so I'm glad that they kept it. Because in the old school games, he's just a recolored Baron of Hell, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, and it seems like the Hell Knight of this design, he reminds me of one of the Strogg, and I don't know which Quake game, maybe Quake 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I definitely... I can picture what you're talking about. I think it is.
There's something very Hellraiser about its design.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, he's a mean guy. Oh yeah, we have, the assault rifle upgrades that we could get, but, again...
Gift of foresight.
I know that there's another gun in this map, so... I would prefer to get an upgrade for that over the rifle, which, the rifle's good, but I can get that upgrade later. I think that's probably my favorite glory kill on the soldiers, is giving them the good old sweep and just punching them. It's very acrobatic.
Liu Kang.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Get wrecked. That's where this mess came from.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it looks at you,
Yes.
even though it's a past hologram.
So, I can't access that thing. I need that guy's hand to go access that thing. Shut off the gas leak. I don't know why a gas leak is activated by a handprint, but, you know. Okay. Oh, no. You actually can't make that jump. It's on purpose. It's a little platforming goof. This game has a very unwritten rule that you're supposed to pick up on subconsciously, which is green means go. So in these sections where you're needing to platform, there are green lights that are very... Once you notice them, they very obviously signal what you can jump onto, but if you're not paying attention, you're not going to be seeing these. It's a very common game design trick nowadays. People will often look at Uncharted or Last of Us. There's like yellow paint on everything that signals what you can jump on. It's just the same thing as that. Okay, gotta get this hand real quick. This guy...
I feel like that's an in-game joke where they're like, you know, I have to get key cards off of people, where sometimes their flesh is the key card.
Exactly. This guy's hand is the key card, so it's like, okay, now we have the key. And it's just this nasty-ass hand. Which is wonderful juvenile macabre humor. That is very stupid, but I love it. Oh boy. Lots of imps. There is a new enemy here, the Hellraiser. He's just a soldier guy, except he's a demon, and he has a beam laser instead of projectiles. I will be honest with you, I don't know that I've ever taken damage from that beam laser. It's super inaccurate. I really want to like these guys because they look super cool, but they kind of suck.
They look easy.
They're pretty easy. I think they're kind of supposed to be the answer to the chainsaw guys of Doom, or the chain gun guys of Doom 2, because like they're kind of like a hit scan weapon, but no, they're not nearly as threatening as those guys.
But not. They're
not, yeah. I do like them though. I hope that if they make another Doom game, I mean they have made another, but if they make a new one, I hope they bring those guys back, because I think they're cool. They're cool design. They just need to be, like, stronger.
They didn't make it into Doom Eternal.
They did not make it into Doom Eternal. They got replaced because they suck.
Gotcha.
And the designers know that they suck, because otherwise they wouldn't have replaced them. There's a lot of interesting comparisons between the two games, where if you're paying attention to it from sort of a designerly point of view, you can see what made the cut and what didn't based on, like, how good it was in the first game. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't show up in Eternal because it doesn't need to. For instance, the classic level levers and the classic levels, that's totally a thing just for this game only. It doesn't show up in Eternal at all, because they're really not that good. They're interesting, and it's cool to, like, give love to old school Doom, but they just don't really play very well, so... Certainly not for what this game is. It's funny, we just did the Ultimate Doom video before this, and like the pace of that game is fast, but man, the action in this game is like, when it kicks on, it's like, there's some level of adrenaline flowing. Certainly when you're playing, maybe not when you're watching, but like, there's a, it's a different kind of tension. It's a stop and release tension, whereas old school Doom is all tension. Another Argent core, which lets us upgrade our core, our stats. So just get some more ammo, maximum ammo. There's no backpack in this game. There's backpack in old school Doom, no backpack in this game. You gotta upgrade your ammo with hell energy. I don't really know how that works, but whatever. It's a video game.
You're the same guy, right? from the original thing.
Yeah, there is sort of lore implications in this game that like this is a continuation of old Doom. This isn't like strictly speaking a reboot. Which the implications of how oh yeah, let's just switch to this mode real quick. The implications of the UAC being like so incompetent that demons continue to invade is a very funny thought to me. Alright, can't shoot open that to go get the chainsaw. Can't include the whole level. But I like that they put the music in.
Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, you can do all this?
No, this was all me, but the music is in the game, and the first-person weapon model, the swapping it to center, is in the game. You can play with the classic center pose.
Gotcha.
But I just added in the HUD for fun, and I made the. You can't really see it in this video because the quality's so bad already. But I did like pixelize it a little bit.
Yeah.
This is probably the most fun classic level that they put like in the game. Like that you, most of them are just like, you know, kind of crappy. But that one is fun because you get to like wander around a little bit and fight some guys. Cool. Oh my god, my eyes. It's like it's like a different game.
Well.
Yeah, I mean it kind of is.
That's a pretty fast takedown.
Yeah, those guys, I mean, there were a lot of explosive barrels there. When there's one enemy, it's actually not hard to kill one enemy. A lot of the intensity comes from, like, being surrounded and constantly having to move.
Was that Japanese?
I think it was Chinese.
Chinese, gotcha.
But I don't know, yeah.
Stay focused.
So we picked up a lore entry there that's kind of, I guess, worth talking about a little bit. So Samuel Hayden was this guy. He's like super smart scientist, made a lot of progress in like nuclear energy or something like that. I don't remember exactly his background, but he was a scientist that the UAC wanted to hire. Like he wasn't working for the UAC initially. At some point before the events of this game, they discover I forget what they call it, like an argent well or an argent crack in the surface of Mars. Like they find a bunch of latent argent energy, and then that's when he becomes interested. He decides to build the Argent Tower. At some point during development, he's a human during this whole process. He develops brain cancer, and it's inoperable, so he decides to transfer his consciousness into a robot body, and that's how he became the robot that he is today. Yeah. Well, when you're a super smart scientist, when you're Lex Luthor, you know, you can do that kind of shit. Although, to be fair, Lex Luthor would be smart enough not to put himself in a robot body.
I don't remember that red orb from before appearing in front of Praetors. Has that always been the case?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just letting you know that you haven't picked it up yet, because those bodies persist, and so it's like if you're backtracking and you find one, it's like, okay, I picked this one up because he's not glowing anymore.
I'm glad that the portal screams.
Yeah, it screams, and when you rip the heart out of it, there's like this blood shot it's just like an artery spraying blood everywhere. It's awesome. It's so good. Everything is like, I love the gore nests are these like in lore, they're like, you know, I mean, they literally are gore nests. It's like the zombies kill people, they kill human beings, and they like form their flesh together, and that creates a summoning portal. And, like,
50%.
so when you look at the gore nest, there's, like, all these faces on it that are, like, screaming in agony. It's so horrible. It's so... It feeds on that 90s satanic panic. Like, this is, like, just the most... It's like a metal album cover, you know? It's great. Hey, another keycard on another dude. I don't think you ever pick up a keycard that's not attached to a person. I'm pretty sure
I was gonna say,
they're all attached to people.
all in the exact same pose.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's just game design 101. You get to reuse the animation every time. That saves on space.
Have you filled out your UAC accidental death and dismemberment form yet? Resources for assistance.
Hey, you've worked in factories.
Yeah.
Not foundries, but you've worked in factories. I assume you've had to fill out accidental death and dismemberment forms.
Foundation to our success.
Or do you not do work that is on the floor, like that intense?
No, I've done work on the floor. It's just that I don't think I have, but...
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Well, if you got dismembered, you could sue the fuck out of them, so... that might, I'm just saying that's an option.
It's true. Fortunately, I don't work in factories anymore.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Maybe I did, but I just don't remember if I did.
Yeah.
Most of
You
the work
probably
I did there did not involve death and possibility of death and dismemberment until I became
Right.
until I became a, why can't I even think of the name? A technician of some kind, a setup technician. That's what I was looking for.
Right.
Then my odds of death and dismemberment go up
Oh,
considerably higher. So
Yeah.
I quit that pretty quickly. I was just like, I'm making like $1 more an hour. This is ridiculous. Anyway.
Yep. Well, it's funny you bring that up because there's also, it's not the lore we're about to pick up. That's about an imp. I don't remember exactly where it is. It might be later on, or maybe we already picked it up. But there is an interesting aspect of the Foundry and of the UAC's work where, so the Argent Energy needs a lot of, like, I don't know, some specific types of metals to be forged so that it can be processed. So that's why there's a Foundry, right? Like, they just need a reason to have a Foundry because they already built the level before they came up with the lore. So slight tangent, I believe this level was the first level they made. If you go back and look at the E3 reveal for this game, this is the level they show off. So it just strikes me that this was the one that they finished first. This was the vertical slice. It makes sense. But anyways, in lore... Oh, and now I'm getting interrupted because of a fucking rocket launcher.
Hell yes, dude.
Rocket launcher is good. It's not as intensely good as it is in some other Doom games, but it's not a bad weapon. I actually use it quite a bit throughout the rest of this level. Tangent aside, back to Foundry. So they talk about the safety of the UAC workers here, and like they're constantly breathing because this Foundry's enormous, right? Like the molten steel or whatever. Like this is obviously insane. Like that amount of molten steels, and so they talk about like all the toxic fumes that the workers are breathing in, and like if they have health problems, go to the Lazarus Labs, which the Lazarus Labs is where all the demons were that the workers didn't know about, and so then the implication is that they're like just being fed to the demons or something, or like being turned into demons, and so just like, and another thing that they talk about is it's like very anti-union, but they skirt around it by like, you should form a team with your co-workers, and you should all get matching branded pentagram tattoos for team spirit, and it's
the gullibility level becomes outrageously high.
Yes, it's so funny to... Well, yeah, it's very funny to me, and I like... There is sort of the implication of Hell's influence being this... Like, it isn't necessarily that the way the game talks about it, it's like people don't necessarily get possessed by demons, but like hell energy has an influence over people that like changes their thought process and makes them way more susceptible to like thinking that being turned into a demon is a good thing. And Doom Guy is just such a force unto himself. So he's so filled with willpower that he just doesn't fall for the bullshit.
Doors now open.
Among other reasons, there are actual lore reasons why he's like immune to demonic influence that the game goes into. But like most people are not, and they fall prey to the dumbest things. So the game starts, I mean, I guess we'll get there, but like the game starts in a very innocuous space about the UAC workers where it's like, yeah, you know, they didn't know there were demons, so it kind of makes sense. But then once you actually get to the Lazarus labs where like all this shit was going down, it's just like on the fucking walls, you know? There's just, it's just... like, you can't have been there and not known what was going on. Which obviously all the higher-ups were there, right? Which is this other commentary on workers not being filled in. Oh shit, where did this guy come from? This game does have... I mean, all games have political messages. You can't make art and not have a political message. Even attempting to not have a political message is a political statement in and of itself. Not to get like too far down the political rabbit hole, but this game has a very clear sense of what it's trying to say. Anyways, rocket launcher.
Refreshing.
Yeah, it is. Upgrades here. There's the remote detonation, which is obvious. You could just blow up a rocket mid-flight, or you can lock on to targets and they will track. And it shoots in a burst, so you shoot 3 rockets. This shit is good. It's not amazing. It'll get replaced by a better weapon not too long from now. But the lock-on burst for this specific point in the game is probably the highest burst damage we have, so... Playing this game on the highest difficulty has made me refocus my attention on certain things. I might not have picked that upgrade on an easier difficulty because it doesn't matter as much, but here I need like every bit of help I can get. But yeah, the politics of this game, it is refreshing to have a game that's, you know, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Overt. It's not trying to hide its message. It's not trying to hide its message, but its message is also not like so in your face that it's distracting.
Right.
Like, I find that this game is a good balance of it's satire, right? And it plays the satire angle up. It's like, could you imagine working in an environment that was this fucked up? Like what's the obvious extreme level of corporatism? It's like literally your boss sacrificing your soul, like, to turn you into a demon, which is, you know,
it's not far from the truth, to be honest.
It's how a lot of people feel. Yeah, exactly. Like it resonates with an emotion, even though the literal happenings are absurd. Which is, yeah, that's great. But, of course, the way that you solve your problems in this game is that you take a gun and kill everyone. Which is maybe not the best solution.
Not the best, yes.
Let me rephrase. Definitely not a good solution.
Absolutely not.
I don't want to beat around the bush. Anyways, arena fights. That's what this game is good for, is blowing off some steam. Fighting a shit ton of demons. So here's the rocket triple burst in action. Shoot 4 rockets at this guy. He's dead.
Damn.
Very
okay.
easy. Hell Knights were giving me a problem earlier on. Rocket launcher says "fuck you" to Hell Knights. At least this early on, when I don't have better weapons to deal with them, which is perfect. So earlier, like much earlier, in the first video, you asked me about the difficulty in this game, and I said it gets easier as it goes on. And that's definitely what I mean. Like, once you get the tools to deal with certain things, like, you suddenly start realizing what weapons are good for what enemies. You're constantly weapon switching, like, you're using the right tool for the right job. The flow state of this game is, like, very moment-to-moment action-oriented. And it feels really good when you're in it. And it helps, too, that the music kicks serious fucking ass. Oh, fuck, there's 2 Hell Knights. And this is also why the weapon wheel is good, is because it slows down the game when the weapon wheel is out. And you can't shoot, but you can move. So it's like, okay, if this guy's charging me, where do I go? How do I get out of this situation quickly? Oh, and I guess we kind of skipped by this, but in the top right, Vega was talking about this earlier. There's just like a combat rating now, so as well as you do in combat, you can get up to 5 weapon points throughout the level.
Okay.
So it's not really, but it's kind of like a score meter. It's like, how well are you doing? Have you killed all the demons? This is the gauge to let you know if you have or not.
Gotcha.
Authorization: Olivia Pierce, Alpha 402.
She has locked me out, Dr. Hayden.
Is this a recording, or is this a real person that we're seeing?
Yeah, this is happening.
Wow.
She's
trying to tear open the portal.
doing some science shit.
Some Iron Man science.
Yeah.
You know it's science when it involves holograms that aren't real.
Yes. She's rerouting all the power in the facility to the Argent Tower, which is the tower that is fracking energy from hell.
Not have saved them anymore.
So she's gonna try to widen the portal and let more demons in, and potentially even like destroy the tower or the planet in the process. Like, I'm not quite sure the strength level of the Argent Tower, but it's bad news regardless.
Someone's got to keep this game going.
Exactly. This game is very much like, you gotta solve... you solve one problem and another problem pops up.
The system won't allow anyone but Olivia to override it now.
I also like
We'll have to shut down the Argent Tower manually from the surface.
that there's no good guy. I mean, you're the good guy, but like, from a story perspective, Samuel Hayden and Olivia Pierce are just different kinds of evil.
Truly.
You know? I guess Vega's an AI. He's not like a bad guy. He's just like a robot. He's just like a computer. And I also like, too, that Doom guy is the only... He's like the sane one. He's like the one that's got his head on straight. And he doesn't say a fucking word, and all he does is kill demons. Like, truly a simple man.